Hello and welcome back to Legal Connect on iBrandTV. My name is Bernard Joseph, and here on the program, we focus on all of the issues playing out in society, and we address all of those issues from a legal perspective. We bring in legal practitioners and experts from various fields and industries to help put the issues in context and in perspective. And on today's episode of the program, we look at the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria. And earlier, I spoke with a cryptocurrency and a blockchain professional, Emmanuel Babalola, who also is the head of business and operations for Binance in Nigeria. Now, according to a report by the coin market cap, Nigeria experienced a 210.6% growth in crypto adoption in the first quarter of 2020. Nigeria is unarguably the largest source of Bitcoin trading volume in Africa. We continue the conversation now with a legal practitioner who also is a blockchain consultant and a cryptocurrency trader, Isaac Idro. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Now let's dive right into it, and I'll try as much as possible to be straight with my questions as possible. Most of us understand currencies within the context of pounds, dollars, naira, things that are globally recognized as a source of exchange, more like a legal tender. Is that also within the group where we find cryptocurrencies? Does cryptocurrency also fall under that group as well?
Okay, for me to actually be able to help you explain the question you just asked, we may need to talk about what exactly is even currency. Well, from prehistorical time, from the records that we have, we at some point were exchanging shillings, cowries in Nigeria and even globally. There was a time that it was trade by barter. Then over and over again, gold started being the means of exchange. However, certain things need to be considered. The market value. Can you value a gold for a shirt? Certainly not. It doesn't weigh the same. We also have to consider the durability. Is it easy to carry around? Now, the government thought about this and came up with these fiat currencies that you just mentioned and decreed that henceforth Nigeria shall use naira, Britain shall use pound, America shall use dollar. But for the millennials, we felt something that can transfer across border very easily. What could that thing be? We need a currency. We need something that can be a very easy means of exchange between persons who could not even know themselves from Adam. And cryptocurrency had actually been in existence since the 90s. But a number of persons do not know the existence. It started with DigiCash, started by David Chaum. The young man actually did a very good work. He was one that propagated the idea of cryptography. At that time, he's from even Netherlands. At that time, the DigiCash had gained strength to the extent that Microsoft wanted to buy it at about £180 million, $180 million. But the young man refused. He wanted the Netherlands bank to actually register it as a legal tender. And that was the end of DigiCash. Then over time, we had the likes of PayPal that actually became very, very successful, although I still have issues with PayPal as regards Nigeria. Then Stripe came, then Paystack for Nigerians. However, all these things actually make things easy until 2008 when there was a bank crisis, the global economic recession of 2008, where a number of banks were having a global issues. Then a group of dark web users came together and thought about it. Since Legend of Mir is a game where using an online measure to actually transfer currencies to themselves, they're using it to buy sword, using it to buy articles online, and it was making sense. So they came together and formed a pseudonym popularly titled Nakamoto Satoshi, and that was where the idea of Bitcoin started coming from. Then in 2008, he came up with a white paper which actually defined what Bitcoin is all about, which he called it a digital currency. However, over time, we have noticed that there are different impasses, different definitions of what Bitcoin or cryptocurrency actually is. For instance, in the United States of America, in the case of Messner against Butterfly Laboratory Incorporated, Bitcoin was actually defined as a digital asset, or per se, a digital currency that can be stored and be used as a means of exchange. Per se could be seen for those who are online users as a legal tender. However, in India, there was a case that came up from that school of thought, the Reserve Bank of India against IMAI. In that matter, it was decided that Bitcoin is merely a digital commodity. But from this school of thought, we can notice two things. It is digital. It is accepted as a means of exchange. it can be both seen as a tender or as a commodity.
In Nigeria, do you think our people see it as a source of exchange? Do you think the reception in Nigeria when it comes to cryptocurrencies has been, should I say, welcoming? Because sometimes you mention cryptocurrencies in certain quarters and you see a lot of people receive it with a bit of fear, doubt, disbelief, and a lot more reserve, and you see lots of withdrawal when it comes to appreciating the value that cryptocurrencies may have. So what do you think is responsible for that fear amongst the Nigerians, amongst Africans, when it comes to dealing with cryptocurrencies?
Everything you've said about Nigeria accepting cryptocurrency is very true, and I can't blame them. The reason is just because we have to go from our various biases. Number one is our understanding. What do Nigerians or what do Africans understand as the internet? We may just see the internet as a social media. That's what basically a lot of Africans see the internet as. However, over there, the internet is actually a source of income for some persons. Some persons gain money from YouTube. But I'm not coming here to address the issue of YouTube, but cryptocurrency. So the internet started a means of exchange whereby I can send money to you in the United States of America without needing the government. That's one. Two, I will blame it on the poverty bias, in the sense that we're struggling to maintain our source of livelihood in Nigeria. How would it feel like after working for 6 months and investing about 700,000 in this asset, then all of a sudden, because of the volatility, I have lost my 700,000. That 700,000 has become maybe 100,000. Then the third reason is the volatility bias. When I say volatility bias, in the sense that we all had issues with MMM, Ponzi scheme, and quite a number of Nigerians see the internet as a means of swindling people of their hard-earned money. So once these biases are combined together, accepting cryptocurrency that is not even owned by a Nigerian becomes an issue.
Now, when we talk about, now I want to ask you, and I want to be straight with it. As a legal practitioner, are cryptocurrencies legal?
Well, let me answer the question straight. Yes and no.
How do you mean by that?
It doesn't make sense, right? Well, for a thing to be declared legal or illegal means it has to be an enactment. Only the National Assembly has the power to make laws in Nigeria. Exactly. And at the moment, no National Assembly had made any regulation in that respect. The National Assembly has not given maybe a Bitcoin Act or a blockchain regulation. So it is not legal. It is neither legal nor illegal. So the best you can actually do as a Nigerian is just to see this moment as a means of thriving in it, because it is not taxed in Nigeria. You can actually hold it comfortably on your phones and in your wallets, because Bitcoin use wallets, without anybody challenging you. Although at some point, the police and a couple of traders were having issue, in the sense that they were saying, how do you get a currency that is not regulated in Nigeria? But at the moment, anybody can hold cryptocurrency without being challenged, in as much as you're not using it for dubious things.
Now, when you talk about the legality of cryptocurrencies and how it affects Nigeria, are there laws in Nigeria at the moment that criminalizes the trading of cryptocurrencies in Nigeria?
At the moment, as at the time of this interview, none. But the only thing that we have at the moment are just circulars from the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Securities and Exchange Commission. And this is the thing that the Central Bank said. Number one, that cryptocurrency, be it Bitcoin, Monero, DAS, or whatever it be, are not legal tenders in Nigeria. Number two, anybody trading it is trading at his own volition and risk. Number three, you are not covered under any law in Nigeria. Number four, if you lose your money, you're on your own. Although to me, it doesn't make sense, because if I lose my money because somebody swindled me, I should be able to seek legal redress in court. However, since we do not have cases in that respect, we can't discuss it for now. Then recently, just in August, the Securities and Exchange Commission published their circular addressing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They mentioned the fact that Bitcoin is actually a digital asset, is seen as a thing of value, and can be seen as a commodity. Now, they equally mentioned that when cryptocurrencies are regarded as commodity and seen as a means of investment, it is covered under the SEC regulations. Number two, if cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is to be seen as any emerging cryptocurrency, because they cannot regulate Bitcoin totally, but any emerging cryptocurrency in Nigeria is to be seen as a non-utility token. When I mean non-utility, that means it's not a security, then it is not covered under SEC. Then number 3, if it is to be seen as a security token, then it is covered under SEC. So these 3 things I just listed, they are actually the things that SEC.
But are you comfortable with the government's response? I mean, because again, let's take Nigeria and Africa out of the conversation, and let's look at the reception of cryptocurrencies abroad. It would seem as though in other countries they are way ahead in terms of how they've received cryptocurrencies and almost become a part of their daily exchange activities. But here in Nigeria, using it as a context to represent most African countries, our government have not been receptive of cryptocurrencies as a means of exchange. Are you comfortable with that response of government?
Well, for me, I would say the response of the Nigerian government can be traced to the response of the international market. How do I mean? Even in the United States of America, there are really no strict regulations on cryptocurrency. The only countries that we have emerging regulations is Malta and Switzerland. And the reason why I mention these 2 countries is because those are the hubs of fintech. So can the government even regulate what they don't understand? The Bitcoin seems like a mystery to many. The blockchain technology seems like, who came up with this?
Why does it seem like that though? Yeah, and you're right. A lot of people feel this is difficult to understand. What do you think is responsible? What is it about cryptocurrencies, right, that it's so difficult for people to understand or trade with it? Can it be broken down in terms of the information so that everyone can have easy access to it and understand it?
Okay. The vision of the founder of cryptocurrency was to remove the government from perspective. And the reason is because of the bank crisis that happened in 2008 that I earlier mentioned, meaning we don't need a third party to regulate our finances. I can choose to send you money the way I want, and you can choose to send me money the way I want. So that particular third party remover is actually one of the issues people are having. How can I trace it if anything goes wrong? If I go to the bank, for instance, I send you money, and I know that you have done me something, I can go to the police station and complain, your BVN would be addressed, and I can maybe get my money back. But for Bitcoin, once you have sent, it cannot be retraced. That's actually the rule of the blockchain market. Once you have sent, it cannot be altered. It cannot be modified by anyone because it works with a series of blocks and nodes. Those are just technical statements, which is just to help us understand. So once you have sent, you cannot retrace or retract it.
As a legal practitioner, would you encourage anyone to go into cryptocurrency as a means of exchange or cryptocurrency trading? Because I know some people trade it. Yeah. Would you encourage anyone to do it?
In truth, I'm even a trader.
Okay.
So I have to even come on that maybe I have to start thinking of how to register with SEC for some reasons, because I'm still coming up with an idea of listing a coin, and it will be seen as a means of investment. Although at the moment we have Tatcoin, we have Emerging Coin, it's still on the process. They have done their ICO. And when I mean ICO, I mean the initial coin offer, which is actually where SEC comes in. Once anything concerns coin offer, you're offering it to the public as an investment. You have to listen.
So you're saying it is safe, actually?
There's a coin that is that will soon register with SEC. That's Lecoin. So once that coin is registered, I believe strongly that every Nigerian will start seeing the meaning to it. We start seeing why they should even adopt it, because it makes a lot of sense that it is absolutely trustless. Although yes, it is volatile, but it's a secure means of investment. It's an asset.
Do you think that Nigerians are running late in terms of appreciating the value that lie within cryptocurrencies?
At the moment, anybody that still come into the cryptocurrency space is still an early user, because to a reasonable extent, the world is accepting it, except for some few countries like Bolivia and Nepal, who have declared by their law that anybody who buys, who sells, or uses as a means of exchange will be arrested. Apart from those countries, even recently, Russia just declared that cryptocurrency can be used as an online means of exchange, but cannot be used as a means of pricing an object.
Interesting conversation there. Isaac Idro, legal practitioner, blockchain consultant, and cryptocurrency trader. This conversation has really been so enlightening. I feel more informed. I'm sure our audience and our viewers watching right now are also having the same disposition on how informed they are right now when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's a very large conversation. It seems like it's not a conversation we can exhaust in one episode of Legal Connect. So we look forward to having you again on the program. Isaac Idro, thank you very much for joining us on the program. You've been watching Legal Connect on iBrandTV. My name is Bernard Joseph, and we've been talking about the legality of crypto trading in Nigeria. I spoke with Emmanuel Babalola earlier, and just now I spoke with Isaac Idro, a legal practitioner who has been able to help us put in context the legalities around crypto trading in Nigeria. You can of course watch this episode of the program on our YouTube channel on iBrandTV. Like and follow all of our social media platforms and visit our website for more news stories. I am Bernard Joseph, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.